So let's just settle into a comfortable seated position, and that's what's comfortable for you. So traditionally we have our legs crossed, but if you're sitting at your desk and you're on a chair, that's not so easy. So you can have your legs down about a hip's width apart, the feet. Then feel the weight of your hands in your lap, your sits bones in the chair, and your shoulders align with the hips. And your ears align with the shoulders. And imagine your spine is this beautiful string of pearls of light stretching from the base all the way up through the crown of the head and beyond. And just really lengthen your spine. Put some space in between the vertebrae. And just go to the crown of the head and release any tension. Relax the face, back of the head, the neck. Allow your shoulders to drop down. Relax the throat and the chest and the belly and all of the limbs. And come to your breath. And just notice the sensations of the breath as you inhale and exhale. So what I noticed yesterday when I came on board with hiccups, we just did like 1.5 rounds of the, equalizing the breath. So equal inhale, equal exhale, and my hiccups stopped. So I don't know, perhaps that's the benefit of that practice. I do know it's very grounding. So if you're, trying to get a sensation, understanding of the sensation of the breath through the nostrils, you can, equal in-breath, equal out-breath, equal count. Just try that now for a couple. Just inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1, and pause, and exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Just again in your own time. So you may feel the sensation in the nostrils. Some people like to focus on the chest cavity. Other people like to focus on the belly, the rising and the falling of the belly. And be aware of any sound in your environment. Just allowing all the sounds to be there. So somehow this summer, the crickets took quite some time to come out. So now they're starting to sing a little. Now we're almost in September. So I do notice my mind drifts off to hear them. And, just a month ago, it was birds I was hearing at this time. This has got quite a bit darker. So, the sounds you hear outside, inside your home, your pets, just allow it all to be there, trying not to follow with the mind, like going off to investigate. And sometimes I don't think we're even aware of the extent to which we allow our mind to go here, there, and everywhere. And like I was saying yesterday, my new AirPods Pro cut the external sound by about 90%, maybe even more. So if you have a pair of those, it might be good to meditate with them in your ear if you get distracted by sound. And then, of course, there's our mind, very distracting. All these kinds of thoughts arising. So just allow them to arise, put some space in between your thoughts, and abide. Try not to follow all the stories. And then bring to mind all the people of our life, our loved ones, our strangers, and then there's people we don't like very much. So just, remembering they're all equal. They all want to be happy. They don't want to suffer. And they all have this extraordinary capacity for a Buddha mind. So we think there is no negativity that can't be purified. And this purification process is basically a psychological one. We create negativity with our mind, so equally we can change it by creating positivity instead. So we start with the power of regret. So sincerely regret from the depths of your heart anything you have done to harm any living being on this day, in this life, and in all of our past lives. And think of specific actions of both your body and your speech, and then in general, regret all. And the reason to regret is based on this logic of karma. And we experience everything due to our past karma, our past actions. So having harmed others, we ourselves will necessarily experience suffering in the future. We cannot bear the thought of any future suffering that we will experience. And we know from our present suffering, we don't want any more. So logically, it makes sense to remove the karmic seeds before they ripen as future suffering for us. So think like this: I regret from the depths of my heart having harmed others with my body and my speech, having broken my vows, because I do not want the future suffering. I'm sick of suffering, and also regret any anger, attachment, and the rest that are the cause of why we harm others, and then think again, I'm sick of this suffering. And then think, well, what can I do about it? Whom can I turn to? So here we come to the power of reliance. So this has two sections. It has a subsection of refuge, another subsection of developing compassion. So we start with refuge. So here we take refuge in Buddha Vajrasattva, who we see as a doctor who has these methods that we can use to purify this medicine. So it's not that we're needing Buddha to forgive us. We're not needing a higher power. We're purifying ourselves by relying upon his medicine. So imagine Vajrasattva above the crown of your head. You can also imagine this is the mind of your teacher manifesting in this form for your benefit. And he's made of this beautiful, radiant, blissful white light, sitting cross-legged on a white lotus and a moon cushion. He has a beautiful, radiant face. His eyes are long and peaceful and full of love and compassion for you and all those people of your life. He has a sweet red mouth. His hair is black and held up in a top knot. His arms are crossed at his heart, the left underneath the right. The left is holding a bell representing wisdom, and the right is holding a vajra, which represents the indestructibility of compassion. And their being crossed represents the union of these two. And this symbolizes enlightenment, the development of infinite wisdom and infinite compassion. To the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, I go for refuge until I'm enlightened. By this practice of meditating on Guru Vajrasattva, may I reach Buddhahood so as to benefit all sentient beings. And then we have this little section on compassion. So in order to develop compassion, we need to rely upon other beings, the very beings we have harmed and those who have harmed us, by developing compassion for them. So think particularly of people you've harmed recently and in the past, and then in general, all beings we have ever harmed since beginningless time. And then remember those who have harmed you and have compassion for them, because they're going to suffer as a result of the harm they've done to you. So make it, a strong aspiration to do this practice of purification for all these beings and think, I must purify for their sake. And then we come to this power remedy, and this is the medicine doing the practice of purification. And we start with the body, and Vajrasattva very compassionately sends powerful nectar, white nectar, like coming out of a hose quite forcefully from his heart. And this arcs around and enters your crown and pours into your entire body, filling you completely. And it keeps pouring into you until it forces out of your lower orifices all the harm you've ever done to any living being with your body in the form of inky liquid. And this pours out of you and disappears into space, not one atom left as we recite the mantra. Vajrasattva samayam manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Drita meboa Sitokaya meboa Sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa Sawasidi mempiyata Sawakama sitame Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hom Ha Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe Vajrasattva samayam manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Jida meboa, Situkaya meboa, Sipokaya meboa, Anarakta meboa, Sawasidi mempiyata Sawa Kama sita me, Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe. Vajrasattva samayam manupalaya, Vajrasattva dina patita, Jida meboa, Situkaya meboa, Sipokaya meboa, Anarakta meboa, Sawasidi mempiyata Sawa Kama sita me, Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe. Vajrasattva samayam manupalaya, Vajrasattva dina patita, Jida meboa, Situkaya meboa, Sipokaya meboa, Anarakta meboa, Sawasidi mempiyata Sawa Kama sita me, Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe. Vajrasattva samayam manupalaya, Vajrasattva dina patita, Jida meboa, Sitokaya meboa, Sipokaya meboa, Anarakta meboa, Sawasidi mempiyata Sawa Kama sita me, Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe. Vajrasattva samayam manupalaya, Vajrasattva dina patita, Jida meboa, Sitokaya meboa, Sipokaya meboa, Anarakta meboa, Sawasidi mempiyata Sawa Kama sita me, Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe. Vajrasattva samayam manupalaya, Vajrasattva dina patita, Jida meboa, Sitokaya meboa, Sipokaya meboa, Anarakta meboa, Sawasidi mempiyata Sawa Kama sita me, Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe. So be delighted that all the harm you've ever done to any sentient being with your body is now completely purified, and think that there's no way you could do anything other than benefit others now with your body. And now we come to the speech, and Vajrasattva very compassionately sends powerful nectar again from his heart chakra, and this arcs around and quite forcefully enters your crown, except this time kind of forces up the top parts of the body, all the negativity of the speech, and it comes out, flows out, quite forcefully. Lama Rinpoche would talk about the force of a wind blowing a hat off your head, something like that. So you imagine all the negativities of your speech. So, harsh speech and lying and inappropriate speech and talking about people, creating a lot of gossip and division amongst people, getting lots of people involved and agreeing with you. All of this is purified by this powerful nectar filling you as we recite the mantra. Vajrasattva samayam manupalaya, Vajrasattva dina patita, Jida meboa, Sitokaya meboa, Sipokaya meboa, Anarakta meboa, Sawasidi mempiyata Sawa Kama sita me, Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Jida Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Jida Meboa, Sitokaya Meboa, Sipokaya Meboa, Anurakta Meboa, Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me, Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hum Pe, Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasattva Dina Patita, Jida Meboa, Sitokaya Meboa, Sipokaya Meboa, Anurakta Meboa, Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me, Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hum Pe, Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasattva Dina Patita, Jida Meboa, Situkaya Meboa, Sipokaya Meboa, Anurakta Meboa, Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me, Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hum Pe, Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasattva Dina Patita, Jida Meboa, Situkaya Meboa, Sipokaya Meboa, Anurakta Meboa, Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me, Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hum Pe, Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasattva Dina Patita, Jida Meboa, Situkaya Meboa, Sipokaya Meboa, Anurakta Meboa, Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me, Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hum Pe. So again, feel so happy that your speech is now completely purified, and imagine it's not possible to do anything other than benefit others now with your speech. And next is the purification of our mind, and Vajrasattva very compassionately sends powerful beams of light from his heart chakra, and it arcs around and enters your crown and fills your entire being. So as instantaneously as you just flick on a switch in a dark room, the light comes. So the light from Vajrasattva's heart, when it hits your heart chakra, all the darkness of the negativity of your mind, so depression, anxiety, bitterness, grudges, all this kind of like muck inside our heads, instantly dispelled by this light. Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasattva Dina Patita, Jida Meboa, Sitokaya Meboa, Sipokaya Meboa, Anurakta Meboa, Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me, Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hum Pe, Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasattva Dina Patita, Jida Meboa, Situkaya Meboa, Sipokaya Meboa, Anurakta Meboa, Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me, Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hum Pe, Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasattva Dina Patita, Jida Meboa, Situkaya Meboa, Sipokaya Meboa, Anurakta Meboa, Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me, Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hum Pe, Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasattva Dina Patita, Jida Meboa, Situkaya Meboa, Sipokaya Meboa, Anurakta Meboa, Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me, Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hum Pe, Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasattva Dina Patita, Jida Meboa, Situkaya Meboa, Sipokaya Meboa, Anurakta Meboa, Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me, Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe Vajrasattva Samayam Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe. So now be delighted all your delusions, which are really the source of our own suffering and the cause of why we harm others with our body and our speech, are completely purified. And think now there is no space in your heart for anything other than love and kindness and forgiveness and wisdom and bliss and compassion. And next is the purification of even the imprints of negativity of the body, speech, and mind. And this time imagine that Vajrasattva sends light and nectar, and it fills you completely and eradicates even the subtlest imprints of negative energy from your consciousness. So you imagine, as we were saying, the nectar flows down, pushing out all the negativity of the body. The nectar flows up, pushing out all the negativity of the speech. And then the light comes and blasts all of the delusions and completely eradicates even the very subtlest imprints of negative energy from your consciousness. Vajrasattva Samayam Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Jida Mebawal Sitokaya Mebawal Sipokaya Mebawal Anarakta Mebawal Sabasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe Vajrasattva Samayam Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Jida Mebawal, Sitokaya Mebawal, Sipokaya Mebawal, Anarakta Mebawal, Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sitame, Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe, Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasattva Dina Patita, Jida Mebawal, Sitokaya Mebawal, Sipokaya Mebawal, Anurakta Mebawal, Sabasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sitame, Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe, Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasattva Dina Patita, Jida Mebawal, Sitokaya Mebawal, Sipokaya Mebawal, Anurakta Mebawal, Sabasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sitame, Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe, Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasattva Dina Patita, Jida Mebawal, Sitokaya Mebawal, Sipokaya Mebawal, Anurakta Mebawal, Sabasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sitame, Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe, Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasattva Dina Patita, Jida Mebawal, Sitokaya Mebawal, Sipokaya Mebawal, Anurakta Mebawal, Sabasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sitame, Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe, Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasattva Dina Patita, Jida Mebawal, Sitokaya Mebawal, Sipokaya Mebawal, Anurakta Mebawal, Sabasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sitame, Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe. So now feel you are completely purified. There's not one atom of negativity left in your mind stream. Even the subtlest obscurations to your enlightenment have been removed. And now we come to the power of resolve, and this is the fourth and final step in the purification process, and it's really crucial, this, to make a determination to refrain from harming. Otherwise, nothing's really going to happen. So first of all, really rejoice in your efforts for coming along tonight, and then sort of, focus on something that you would like to keep working on, continue to work on, Sometimes also too, we'll be working on something and then all of a sudden, somehow we've just done that old pattern again. So these things aren't super easy to break, but you just have to be consistent, have a little bit of determination, just step by step. We step one step forward, one back, couple steps forward, 2 steps back. It's just kind of like that. It's not linear. Sometimes these, particularly when it comes to our own internal world. So imagine Vajrasattva's delighted with us and wants to merge with your mind and melts into light and absorbs into you through your crown. And think, my teacher's body, speech, and mind, Vajrasattva's body, speech, and mind, and my own body, speech, and mind are the same. So Rinpoche would recommend to meditate a little on emptiness. So he would say, in emptiness there is no I, the creator of negative karma. There is no action of creating negative karma, and there is no negative karma created. So, if you've only even heard of that word emptiness, you don't know anything about it, just place your mind even on just the word for a moment. And then we think all phenomena are empty of existing from their own side. And then we think that, maybe the way things appear to me might not necessarily be the way they actually exist. So let's just dedicate all the merit, all the positive energy we've created doing this practice to all living beings and think, may all the virtuous karma I've created from doing this practice ripen as my enlightenment for the sake of sentient beings as quickly as possible. So let's do chanting the names of Manjushri for the swift discovery of Lama Zopa Rinpoche. Although, as I keep saying, I don't think it's going to be swift. But anyway, we'll keep doing it. The Sun, the Dharma King, the noble Dharma, supreme illuminator of the world, the Dharma Lord, the sovereign of the Dharma, the teacher of the path to excellence, accomplishing all goals, fulfilling aims, completely free from wants of any kind, bereft of thought, a non-depleting source, the Dharma source, supreme beyond decay, enriched by merit's gathering, unique great wisdom rich, aware of what exists and what does not, while gathering the twofold gathering. Okay, let's have a strong wish for His Holiness the Dalai Lama to live long and for the swift discovery of Rinpoche, and then for all your own individual teachers to live long, happy, healthy lives. And let's have a strong wish for Lou to have a very successful day tomorrow. So we'll be thinking of you, Lou. I hope you sleep well tonight. Okay. Lots of